My helmet just rolled into a dirty, disgusting pond. Losing daylight. Dan's got a flat. We're in the middle of Super D.
No hiking.
I think we're all exhausted.
There's a sign that says, runners and bikers welcome. No
Yeah,
hikers.
if you're walking, look out of here.
Reveille Peak Ranch can be described in only one word, and that word is epic! Situated just outside the small town of Burnet, Texas, sits this beautiful 1,300-acre outdoor events, nature, and adventure center. Reveille Peak Ranch's website's words, not mine. But to simplify even that epic name they've given themselves, I'm just gonna say these are some of the best trails I've ever ridden in the state of Texas. If I were to show you these two clips side by side, you would probably never guess that this is the same place. Well, it is, and that's what makes this place so special. The amount of variety they have is unbelievable. From a beginner to an expert rider, anyone can have a good time out here because there is something for everyone. On this abnormally hot February day, 8 of us made the trek out to Burnet, Texas to ride this wonderful place, and as the day wore on, 4 of us remained. Not only is Reveille Peak Ranch epic, this entire day was epic. Everyone's favorite enduro line here is Jaws, and for good reason. It's absolutely incredible. From big flowy berms to beautiful tabletops, a giant step down that I can't clear or even attempt, gap jumps, drops, even a rocky section. This is one of the best enduro lines I've ever ridden, and every time I visit Reveille, this is the line I go straight to. I could probably ride it all day and never get bored of it.
Okay, you good?
They did add this new drop at the end of Jaws, which on the first run I looked at it and thought, I'm probably not going to hit that.
That's new. I might try it.
You are?
Maybe.
Oh, can you do it right now?
I don't know.
I'm down to do another whole run.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do this again.
And that's just the first thing that made this day epic, because we all knew we wanted to come back to it. Probably my next favorite run is called Right Flow, which is exactly how it sounds. It's very flowy. Now in the past, you would go about halfway down Right Flow and it would turn into pedally cross-country style riding that I don't really care about at this point in my life. Now they have a new extension at the end of Right Flow called Flodello, and it's even better than Right Flow. Didn't think that would be possible, but it is. This section was so much fun. We sessioned it for quite a while, and the first accomplishment for me for the day was hitting this gap jump. So we sessioned Flodello 2 or 3 times. It's super fun. Everyone's adrenaline is pumping after this. Everyone feels great. So we decided to head to the other end of the park, which is probably our first mistake. I think we underestimated how huge this place is.
Yeah.
We decided to go over to Full Commando. I really like the side Full Commando's on because it's absolutely mesmerizing. The time you spend over there, you almost forget you're in Texas. With these large granite rock trails, it's more reminiscent of Arizona or Utah. So we did our first run down Full Commando, and it was nowhere near as scary as it was that time I did it at the race. And that's another epic part of this journey, taking a moment to reflect on my own skills and seeing how far I've come as a rider. Things that scared me a year or 2 ago aren't as intimidating anymore. And that is such a rad feeling. Before going all the way to the bottom of Full Commando, I wanted to check out War Paint. They start at the top of the same mini mountain, that's what I'm going to call it, because we don't actually have mountains here. And as much as I love Full Commando these days, I think War Paint might be a little more fun. It says it's only 68 feet of descending, which seems hard to believe.
We're getting off lines here.
Maybe because it's so steep, it's just over that fast. But for such a short trail, it is so good. So after War Paint, this is when it went from being a ride to an epic journey. It was already about 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when myself, Scott, Ryan, and Dan decided to head all the way back over to Jaws. We all ran down this line and came to this new drop that I mentioned earlier.
What do you think?
Oh, it's hittable.
I might pass today.
Of course, Scott is the first one to hit it. He does it perfectly and makes it look super easy. So the rest of us follow suit. I'm super stoked that all 4 of us hit it, because I know we came up to it in the morning. and no one was really ready to drop it then, so I'm glad we all got it done. Yeah!
Yes, Kyle.
So at this point, again, adrenaline masked our exhaustion, and I open my big mouth and say, oh, Super D's just right around the corner, we should go hit that before the sun goes down. It's not that far. It was easily 30 minutes, and it was a pretty strenuous climb. Sun's starting to set, we're all exhausted, and we honestly weren't even sure where Super D started.
Where's he going? I'm gonna look this way.
As we were all losing hope and faith, we got to the top of the hill and our prayers were answered by Olivia Newton-John.
Let's get spiritual, spiritual. I wanna get spiritual. Let's get into Jesus Christ. Let me hear your Savior talk.
Bad sacrilegious jokes aside, this was actually a very cool and scenic area. Ryan took this really cool picture of the three of us just chilling. This went from being a ride to an epic journey to a race against time. We're at the furthest point from the parking lot and the sun is setting very quickly. Time to take an exhausting run down Super D, but things did not go as planned. First off, Dan got a puncture in his tube.
You good?
Sorry, I got a flat.
Did you? Flat?
Oh no. Yeah, I mean I have it too, but we have a ways to go, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes, Dan is running tubes. This is because he got a slash in his tire last time we went to Spider Mountain and didn't have time to buy a new tire, so he just threw a tube in there, and that kind of came back to bite us. Luckily, JT, our friend, gave him a tube at the beginning of the ride as a spare in case something like this happened. So JT, thank you. You saved all our lives because none of us wanted to be out there in the dark. Unfortunately for me, I dropped my helmet into a swampy lagoon, got all the padding and my goggles nice and soaked in some cold, dirty, sewer-looking water. At this point, I'm absolutely exhausted. I haven't eaten much all day. My face is freezing and dirty from whatever I dropped my helmet in, and we come up on these two drops on Super D, kind of what it's known for. I'm not gonna lie, I did hit the first one, but the second one looked sketchy for whatever reason. I don't really recall why. I just knew I was way too exhausted to even attempt it, so I walked
scary.
the second one.
I'm so tired, dude. I got one.
So after all of these epic enduro runs and going back and forth, we finally made it back to our cars as it was getting dark. Then we went to Bill's Burgers, Wings and Things, which is becoming a tradition. Anytime after we ride Spider Mountain or Reveille Peak Ranch, they make a fantastic veggie burger, which is very surprising in such a small town. Your fries are perfection, and I can't wait to go back to Burnet just to eat there. That is the tale of our epic journey to Reveille Peak Ranch. May it live in infamy. One of, if not my favorite places to ride in Texas. It's $10 to get in, an incredible value, a ton of variety, ranging from super easy, fun trails that you can get anyone out on and have a good time, all the way up to stuff that literally scared the life out of me. This place has it all. Have you been to Reveille Peak Ranch? What did you think? Let me know down in the comments below. I almost threw up there in my mouth from yelling so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching. And until next week, stay rowdy within reason.
We all did really well.
Yeah. I did not know Super D was that far. That was insane.